What if forgetting where you put your keys, losing your train of thought mid-sentence, or feeling mentally foggy by 3 p.m. wasn't just getting older? What if some of it was a deficiency, a gap in your diet that a small handful of fruit could quietly begin to fill? Here's something researchers have been studying for over 2 decades: blueberries. Tiny, affordable, available almost everywhere on Earth, have a measurable, documented effect on the aging brain, on memory, on focus, on how fast your mind processes information. And the age group that benefits most? People over 40? This isn't wellness blog hype. This is neuroscience. And in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to walk you through exactly what blueberries do inside your body after 40, why it matters more the older you get, and how to make them a practical, consistent part of your life. Let's get into it. Welcome back, or if you're new here, this channel covers practical, science-backed nutrition for living well as you age. Subscribe if that's your kind of content. Now, blueberries. Section 1. What actually happens to your brain after 40? Let's be honest about what's happening inside your skull as you age, not to scare you, but to give context for why blueberries matter so much. After 40, the brain begins a slow but measurable shift. The hippocampus, your brain's memory hub, starts to shrink at roughly 1 to 2% per year. The connections between neurons become less efficient. Blood flow to the brain gradually decreases. And oxidative stress, damage caused by unstable molecules called free radicals, begins accumulating in brain tissue faster than your body can neutralize it. This is why many people in their 40s and 50s start noticing things they never did before. Mental fatigue that hits earlier in the day, names and words that feel just out of reach, a sense that their thinking isn't as sharp or as fast as it once was. This isn't inevitable decline. It's biology responding to lifestyle, diet, and environment, and it can be meaningfully influenced, which is exactly what the research on blueberries shows. Section 2. What's inside a blueberry? Here's what makes a blueberry so remarkable for the aging brain. It's not one thing. It's a symphony of compounds working together. Anthocyanins. This is the headline ingredient. These are the pigments that give blueberries their deep blue-purple color. They're a class of flavonoids with potent antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. No other widely consumed fruit has them in this concentration. Pterostilbene, a close cousin of resveratrol, the compound in red wine everyone talks about, pterostilbene in blueberries, has been linked to improved neuronal signaling and memory formation. Vitamin C, a powerful antioxidant that protects brain cells from oxidative damage. Vitamin K supports the brain's structural integrity and has been studied in relation to memory and verbal episodic recall. Manganese and fiber, supporting metabolic function and gut health, which, as we'll cover, has a direct link to brain health. Resveratrol, in smaller amounts, but present and associated with cellular longevity. Together, these compounds create something researchers call a synergistic effect, meaning they work better together than any single extract in isolation. This is why whole blueberries outperform many expensive supplements. Section 3. What the science actually says. Let's talk about the research, because this is where blueberries go from healthy fruit to genuinely impressive. A landmark study from the University of Cincinnati gave adults aged 68 and older either blueberry powder or a placebo daily for 16 weeks. The blueberry group showed measurable improvements in memory, performance and brain activation during cognitive tasks. Brain scans actually revealed increased activity in memory-related regions. A separate study from King's College London found that a blueberry drink improved blood flow to the brain in healthy, older adults by up to 9%. That may not sound dramatic, but in brain terms, blood flow equals oxygen and nutrients. Improved flow means better thinking, better recall, better reaction time. Research from Tufts University found that regular consumption of anthocyanin-rich foods, blueberries being the top source, was associated with slower cognitive aging. Participants who ate blueberries regularly performed on cognitive tests as if they were up to 2.5 years younger than those who didn't. 2.5 years. From a handful of fruit. And a 2023 review published in Nutrients examining multiple trials concluded that blueberry supplementation consistently improved episodic memory, processing, speed, and executive function in adults over 60. The authors specifically noted that the effects were strongest in people who began showing mild cognitive decline, meaning blueberries may be most powerful precisely when the brain needs help most. Section 4. It's not just your brain. Here's what often gets overlooked in the blueberry conversation. The benefits extend far beyond cognition. Heart health. Anthocyanins have been shown to reduce LDL oxidation, the process that makes bad cholesterol actually dangerous by letting it build up in artery walls. A Harvard study following over 90,000 women found that those who ate 3 or more servings of blueberries per week had a 32% lower risk of heart attack compared to those who ate them once a month or less. Blood sugar regulation. Despite being sweet, blueberries have a low glycemic index and have been shown to improve insulin sensitivity. For people over 40, when type 2 diabetes risk begins climbing, this is meaningful protection. Inflammation, chronic low-grade inflammation, is the common thread behind heart disease, dementia, arthritis, and cancer. Blueberries are one of the most anti-inflammatory foods you can eat. Studies show they reduce key inflammatory markers like IL-6 and CRP. Eye health. The same anthocyanins that protect neurons also support retinal cells and have been linked to reduced risk of macular degeneration, one of the leading causes of vision loss in people over 50. Gut-brain axis. This is a newer and exciting area. Blueberry polyphenols feed beneficial gut bacteria, and gut health is now understood to directly influence brain health through what scientists call the gut-brain axis. Healthy gut microbiome lowers neuroinflammation, and lower neuroinflammation leads to better cognition. Blueberries work at both ends of that pipeline. Section 5. Fresh versus frozen. What actually works globally? One of the most common questions around blueberries is, do they have to be fresh? And for many people around the world, where fresh blueberries are seasonal, expensive, or simply unavailable, this question matters a lot. Good news, frozen blueberries are just as effective. In fact, some studies show frozen blueberries have higher anthocyanin concentrations because they're picked and frozen at peak ripeness, locking in nutrients. Flash freezing also ruptures cell walls, actually making the polyphenols more bioavailable. Dried blueberries retain many nutrients, but watch for added sugars. Read labels carefully. Blueberry powder, the form used in several clinical studies, is a convenient option that travels well and can be stirred into water, yogurt, or smoothies. If you live in a region where high-bush blueberries are uncommon, look for bilberries. Blackberries, acai, or chokeberries, they belong to the same anthocyanin-rich family and offer very similar benefits. Section 6. How much, how often, and how to eat them. So what does enough look like in practice? Most research uses 100 to 200 grams per day, roughly 1 cup, as the effective dose for cognitive and cardiovascular benefits. That's roughly a standard serving. The key, consistent finding. Regularity matters more than quantity. Eating a cup every day is more beneficial than eating a large amount once a week. Think of it like brushing your teeth, daily protection compounds over time. Practical ways to hit your daily cup. Handful into your morning oatmeal or yogurt. Blend it into a smoothie with banana, spinach, and almond milk. Frozen straight from the bag as a cold snack. Surprisingly satisfying. Mixed into overnight oats the night before. On top of cottage cheese or ricotta, with a drizzle of honey. A surprisingly elegant combination. Stirred into chia pudding. Blended into water or a light fruit drink using blueberry powder. The beauty of blueberries is they pair with almost everything, sweet or savory, without needing a recipe. Section 7. Who should be cautious? Blueberries are among the safest foods on Earth. But a few notes. If you take blood thinners like warfarin, the vitamin K content in large amounts could interact with your medication. Consult your doctor about consistent intake. People with oxalate-related kidney stones should moderate intake, as blueberries contain moderate oxalate. And if you're diabetic and monitoring total carbohydrate intake, portion awareness still matters, though blueberries are one of the best fruit choices for blood sugar management. For the vast majority of people, there is no downside to eating a cup of blueberries every single day. If you're over 40, this is one of the simplest, most well-supported upgrades you can make to your daily routine. Start tomorrow morning. Add a handful to whatever you're already eating. That's it. No dramatic overhaul required. If this video gave you something useful, please hit the like button. It really does help this channel reach more people who want this kind of information. Subscribe for more videos like this one. Drop a comment below. Do you already eat blueberries regularly? What's your favorite way to eat them? I'd genuinely love to know. See you in the next one.